Hi, and thank you for buying one of my crochet kits. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute little whale. This is what your box will look like when you receive it. These are on sale on my Etsy shop. When you open it up, you'll receive the instruction guide. So this is all the instructions and the stitches and how to make it and some useful hints and tips. You will also receive the yarn for the top of the body. You'll receive the yarn for the bottom of the body, some practice yarn. I would definitely recommend using this to start with, especially if you're brand new to crocheting, just getting used to some of the stitches that I'm going to show you. You've also been given some stuffing, and then in this little pouch here contains your yarn needle, your keychain to make your animal into a keychain, your eyes, the backs to the eyes, and a stitch marker. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you how to do, and this is the very start of your kit, is a magic ring. So you can hold your yarn in a couple of different ways. You can hold it like a pencil, or you can hold it like a knife. I personally prefer to hold it like a pencil, and the yarn is held in the other hand. So to do a magic ring, you're going to make a cross on your hand, on the palm of your hand, and if you turn it over, that then gives you two parallel lines. So you're going to put your hook underneath the first one and pull through the second. I then twist it and I pick up that first loop again and put it through. Okay, that's what it should look like. You might need to pull some of the yarn a bit tighter so it looks a little bit neater. There we go. And to hold your yarn, it's really useful to loop the yarn around your little finger and then over the top of your other fingers to be here. So to complete our magic ring, we need to do 6 single crochets. So we go under both loops, both strands of yarn. We pull up the tail, we yarn over, and then pull through. Okay, so I'm going to do that again for you. So we go under both loops, we pull the yarn through, we yarn over and pull it through. So far we've done 2 single crochets. So we go under, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So you go under, yarn over, and pull through. And this is made 4 single crochets, so we can count these here. So you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm going to do the last 2. So you go under, yarn over, pull through, yarn over. Okay, so we've now got 6 single crochets on our hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the way you can tell these is they're like 2 sort of like V shapes. So you've got one line here, one line here, and one line here. So to close our magic ring, we pull this tail, so the loose end, nice and tight. And this closes our magic ring. Okay, to start the next round, we put our hook in again, so you can see the two lines that make up our single crochet. We need to go through both of them, so both of them are on top of our hook. So now it looks as though we've got 1, 2, 3 loops on our hook. We yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through. And this is the start of our next round. So the best thing to do here is to take your stitch marker and put it in that loop there. Now, to increase, you need to do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So here you can see this is our first single crochet of this round. So we need to insert our hook back into the same loop, pull through, 2 loops on our hook and pull through. So again, to increase, which is ink, N-I-C, we go in, we do our single crochet, and then we go into the same stitch. There we go. And that is how you increase. Now we're going to look at a single crochet increasing. So I take out my stitch marker because we've made it to the end of the round. I do 1 single crochet into the next loop. I add my stitch marker because that's the start of our round. I then find the next one. I do 1 single crochet, and then in the same stitch I do the second single crochet. And that is how you do a single crochet increase. So you do 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch you do 2 single crochets. So I'm now going to show you how to slip stitch and then chain. So remove our stitch marker, and to slip stitch we insert our hook, we pull the yarn through, so we now have 2 loops on our hook, and we pull that second loop through again. So that is our first slip stitch, and we're going to do that 3 more times to create a chain. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm then gonna slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the hook. So again, this loop on our hook doesn't count. We do not count that as a loop. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go into this one and I'm going to slip stitch like that. And that is how you do a slip stitch and chain. So now we're going to look at how to change the colour. So I've just completed my my final single crochet. I'm going to go into the hook like I normally would, but instead of pulling up the blue yarn, I'm going to pull through the white yarn. So now I have 1 blue and 1 white yarn on my hook. I complete my single crochet with the white yarn. And that is our first change of colour. We then continue, so to go under the fin, you need to find the loop, pull it nice and tight, and continue to crochet around. So we're back to the beginning of our round, and the next thing that you'll need to do is single crochet and decrease. So I've single crocheted into the first, and then added my stitch marker, and then to decrease you do a single crochet, so you pull the yarn up but you leave that hoop that loop on your hook. You then go into the next stitch, loop over, pull it through like you normally would for a single crochet, and you'll now have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 of those loops. So again, so you're going to do your single crochet, and then to decrease, put your hook through the stitch, pull it up normally like a single crochet, do the same in the next stitch. You now have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So to make it a little bit neater and to make sure that our ends don't come untied, I turn the whale inside out, and our 2 loose ends that we did for our colour change, I just tie them in a knot and then another knot. And if you want to be really secure, you can go for a 3rd overhand knot. There we go. And I'm going to turn him back the right way around. At this point, you can add your eyes as well. So if you take your little sewing kit, so you'll have 2 eyes and then 2 backs to the eyes. It's really important that you understand that there are 2 different points to the back to the eye. So you've got the pointy end and you've got the flat end. The flat end should sit against the yarn itself. So if you position your eyes, I normally position them on the crease between the white and the blue. Okay. And then if you turn your eye inside out, you need to attach the back. So the pointy should be at the top, and you simply push it on. They can be a little bit stiff, but that's okay. That's what you want. You don't want them to come off easily. And that is what it should look like. So next up, we're going to be adding the stuffing. So I've finished my crocheting now, and in the little hole down the bottom, you just need to add the stuffing that's in the clear plastic bag, and just do that by pushing it through the hole that is left. Just squish him into shape, and that is how you add your stuffing, and we're nearly done with our cute whale. So the final step is to sew him shut. So we're just going to go through looping in and out of the stitches like so to pull him closed, and then I just put a stitch over the top, or you can do a couple of stitches. You should have excess yarn to be able to do this. Like so. I then add a loop, so I go back under the same loop or back under the same stitch and pull through the loop so it sits nicely like that, and then push it all the way out to then cut off. And that is your little whale. So you can make him into a little keychain if you want. In your sewing bits envelope, it will contain this key ring. I use a set of mini pliers in order to do this. So there's a loop on the very end. You insert the pliers or whatever you're using, a pair of scissors, to open that loop up like so. And then you need to find a couple of loops that you're happy for your keychain to go under like that. This bit can be a little bit fiddly, and then close it up. And that is how you add your keychain. And that is your completed whale keyring. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy making your cute whales, and I would love to see them. Don't forget to tag me, Sophie's Crochet Plushies.